Memorial stones for anniversary? Massive global W. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are 6 days away from the start of Global and JP's first sync 10th anniversary, and we have the data download prepping for said anniversary. So in this video, we're going to talk about the massive reveal of Memorial Dragon Stones for 10th anniversary, as well as a few other things in Global's data download that are sort of prepping us for what's to come. So let's go ahead and let's start off with the elephant in the room, the Memorial Dragon Stones, right? This is a huge change from the way things we have normally been done with Memorial Stones and Anniversary. Normally, these are given out during the worldwide download celebration, and basically the way they work is they tally every 5 stones used throughout the year from worldwide celebration to worldwide celebration, right? One full calendar year. They tally up the number of stones used, and then they give you, one memorial stone per 5 stones used, and then you can use these to purchase tickets that you can use to then summon in the anniversary, or rather worldwide, or purchase characters you might be missing outright. And often these equate to about 150 of these memorial stones, whatever character it might end up being. So it's almost always worth it to go for the tickets, right? However, we don't know much beyond that about how it's going to be handled during the anniversary. We don't know when the tally is starting, whether it's starting from the previous anniversary, right? So, like stones used during the 9th anniversary, all the way up until now, the start of the 10th anniversary. Or I'm hearing talk that it may be lifetime use stones on, from the start of the game. So like whenever you started the game, however many stones you could use. That would be a massive W. I feel like that's very unlikely, but I have seen people mentioning that it is a likelihood. But the more likely, just to keep it fair for both JP and Global, it's probably just one full calendar year from the previous year. So probably just starting in January, because if we started for 9th anniversary for Global, obviously that would not be fair, because ours was in July. So I'm assuming it's probably at the start of January last year, all the way up until, well, maybe I would assume possibly starting from when the New Year's banners dropped on both versions, and then just go from there to make it fair. So either way stands to be pretty good. We don't know anything about what tickets are going to be available with these, right, as no extra tickets were found in the data download. I'm assuming at a minimum you'll be able to buy some rainbow tickets, which of course we do know can be used for that 77 ticket multi, so you can get yourself a free anniversary unit, maybe, if you're lucky. And other than that, we're not much sure. But this is a huge, this is huge for all players, really, right? Any chance we have to get something like this where we can exchange it for free tickets, free items, free characters even, right? Like, I might actually just, depending on how many I end up getting, once we find out, I may actually pick up some copies of that AGL Super Vegito who's about to easy it, because I have only a 55%. So this is really good for all players. But, in the comments, let us know. How do you think they're going to handle this? We're not going to know anything to the live stream, but let us know what you think in the comments down below. With that, let's go ahead and let's hop over to the data download. Like I said, I don't typically cover data download stuff, but with this being the anniversary and a lot of stuff coming, I feel like it's kind of necessary just to kind of prep our minds. So a lot of the same stuff we're seeing from yesterday's data download on JP, right? We have the login Goku, which, I mean, if we just want to come over here real quick let's just click over here. We just want to see what he does real quick. He's nothing too crazy. He's pretty standard. He is an SSR. He's not starting as a UR like and he doesn't appear to awaken like the Gogeta last year, so probably unlikely that he's going to be probably unlikely that he's going to EZA, but maybe they could update him throughout the celebration. But yeah, like maybe the awakening is like Super Saiyan, and then he EZAs. Who knows? But what's interesting here is he's untranslated, which is odd. That's But I mean, he's not doing anything crazy. He's just getting basic attack and defense up, defense per when attacking, and I think he gets an additional 10%. Let's see if we can translate this real quick. It's nothing too crazy. Oh, okay. No, that's not gonna work. Okay. All right. Well, either way, it's nothing too special. He's typical anniversary login unit there. So moving on from there, right, we have the new categories. Now we have their English names: Earth Protecting Heroes and Successors. We didn't have time last time to go over what the categories look like, but this is Earth Protecting Heroes. It's unclear of what exactly this category means, because this is we look at some characters who are on here, like for example, right, from the same saga, we have Beast Gohan, but Orange Piccolo is not on here, right? We have Gogeta Blue, but Vegito Blue is not here, right? And to that effect, Sword of Hope Trunks is here, but not Vegito Blue, which is interesting, right? Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku is here. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is here. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is here. So all the Gogetas are here, surprisingly, but the Vegetos aren't, which I think is strange, right? Because maybe it's because they win, but Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta technically didn't win. So you know what? I'm actually not sure what the condition is for this category, but it is interesting, to say the least. It's basically Earthbred fighters plus Vegetas. That's basically what it is. But with a little more conditions. The other category is Successors, also a pretty limited category. It's got some interesting choices here. Beerus, Zamos, Frieza, Piccolo, like all of these guys make sense, right? Beerus is, in the line of successions for God of Destructions, right? Zamos, he was Gowasu's successor. Frieza, King Cold's successor. Piccolo, right? Obviously, Demon King Piccolo's successor. Vegeta is the successor of King Vegeta. So a lot of these make sense, but it does beg the question, who the heck is going to lead this category, as so far no villains have been revealed as a new unit. So this is probably, whoever this is probably a part 2 unit. I doubt the Carnival Vegeta is going to lead this unit. That would be really silly if he leads this for 200%, because then he would be he would not have access to things like a Goku, who we're assuming he has a unit super with. So this one is probably the part 2, and I'm imagining someone on part 1 is probably leading this category. The new Super Saiyan 4 Goku, possibly, because the Baby Saga Goku, not you. Are Baby Saga Gokus on here? Let's look for the STR one. Yes, they are. So Baby Saga Gokus are on here. So yeah, it's pretty likely that it's going to be on here. Well, I guess Full Power Super Saiyan 4 would make sense, but I just wasn't sure if the basic Super Saiyan 4, because the new Goku, he isn't full power. So all right, but that's the category there. Moving on, we have a few other things, right? We have the new stages. We have the first soaring between rivals, the Clash of Rivals. This is the Skill Orb event. So drop rate is the new categories. We have the new Dragon Ball Diamond stage, which will go live at the end of this week. We have the Super Warrior Memorial battle for Dragon Ball Saga. Now, This, I would say, so I did talk about this a little bit, right? But further confirmed on global, Dragon Ball Seekers is the effective drop category. This screams to me that one of the free-to-play units is being represented by Dragon Ball Saga, because it's the only one of these new stages that has a drop rate, which means it's one of the free-to-play units. Adding on to that, right? I think the other one does. The other two do. Here it is. That's the Super Warriors. The GT one, right, that we talked about. I think the Dragon Ball Z one also has it. Super doesn't have one. Keeping going. Yeah. So Dragon Ball Z also has the Earthbred Fighters drop category for the Super Warrior Memorials. So that does tell me that more than likely this... So one of these is the LR and one of these is the TUR, and these are probably our free-to-play units. We'll know more on the 28th when we get the introduction to the units and the rest of the celebration. We do have the update for the 10th anniversary battle, and I'm going to go over all of this stuff together because these are actually really interesting. We have the Dokkan Chronicle up to stage 4. We have the EZA for Vegito and Buhan, which we kind of went over yesterday. We have a new wallpaper, the 10th anniversary coins, reward tickets on global, and these are obtained by completing the Dokkan Chronicle, as well as the purple trade jewels here. So these are purchasable trade jewels. These ones are for the TURs. You typically need 2 of these for the TURs, and then you can purchase 1 of these. We also have this one, the Memorial Stone, which we just went over. Confirmation on the Tons of Thanks tickets, which we knew. Panties, the... Saiyan armor. Now these items are actually interesting because it's just one of those key items. This one is cool though. Key 4 and 20% damage reduction for 3 turns, right? The best we had before was Whis for 40% for 2 turns, but 20% for 3 turns is actually pretty good. It's a little bit more, but I mean that's nice. I mean, that'll probably be pretty helpful for taking on these new events, and I'm going to explain why here in a minute. We have the limited keys that'll be used for obtaining skill orbs from that event that we looked at earlier. So, I mean, a lot of standard stuff. The big reveals, though, are just those things that were not in the JP data download. Now, some things that were not in the JP data download that are great news for players is also we're getting a ton of new stones. Line stones are being added to global. Obviously, you don't need the Line app. You just need to do the missions here. You just complete them, and it's 7. You get 7 of these ores that you can trade in for stones. And if I'm not mistaken, JP players, you can help me out here. I think you get it's 15 or 20 stones a week. I'm actually not sure how many stones these can exchange for, but it is quite a bit, and this can be done every week, right? You see there's the first one starts on the 20, where is it? Let's see here. That's the 11th. There we go. So the first one is starting... Yeah, okay, so the first one is starting on the 28th, right? So when the anniversary starts, and it'll go pretty much throughout the entire anniversary. And that's pretty much how these always were, right? They were weekly, and you can get your stones from doing that. So really good deal here for you free-to-play players out there. Further confirmation, by the way, thanks to the global missions, that the Dragon Ball story is probably the free-to-play unit, is that, the rainbow tickets are from there, and that's almost always the case for the last 2 anniversaries, right? Your free-to-play unit is what you have to grind out to get these tickets. So I mean, I unfortunately am pretty sad about that. I would have liked a summonable Dragon Ball Saga character, but here it is. Moving on, we also have some interesting information about the new challenge events, and I wanted to kind of point this out to you guys. So we'll just take a look at one of these here real quick. This one. So this is the new Supreme Magnificent Battle that we're going to be getting. It does appear that this might be a long event, depending on how easy. Well, I mean, even if you could one shot each of these, right? That's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 turns minimum, right? Even if you could one shot each of these. So, I mean, it's not like that's such a terrible thing. That might actually be pretty, it'll give us a chance to use our stacking units once again. And this is only, this is only the first 2 stages, right? So, I mean, obviously they're going to get longer and harder, more than likely. We get the Ultimate Red Zone Vegeta's Edition. No surprises there. We went over this on the JP one. Let's see if I can find it here. The 10th anniversary battle. No changes here, right? Other than it's just getting redone with new equips added, and I don't think they changed much about what the bosses do. Yeah, I think the bosses are pretty similar to the way they were before, if not slightly stronger. Is it? I think it's this one. Yes, the Dokkan Chronicles. So this is the one I wanted to show you guys. We'll close out with this. So this video, this event is basically a way to force you to use older characters. So so let's take a look at the year 1. So the year 1 Dokkan Chronicle has you taking on Goku all the way up to the free-to-play year Goku. And while we don't know anything about their stats, we can see they have a pretty high damage reduction rate. And they have some decent super attack effects. But what's really interesting here is once you get, once you start taking them down, you see that they have a damage limit. So any UR or below characters have a maximum damage output of 2 million. So basically what that means is any character you use cannot do any character you use cannot deal more than 2 million unless they're an LR, right? Because you are below, right? When talking about this, to my knowledge, Dokkan doesn't differentiate TUR in their own words. So this is basically any TUR or below can't deal more than 2 million, and this is to force you to use the older units, right, who aren't going to be capped, like these SR units. I mean, most of them probably aren't doing 2 million damage or so, but it's just to make you kind of feel like it's old Dokkan, right? So, right, you bring in these units, and they might lock, being that it says you are below in this one, they might actually lock you from using LRs, right? So you might have to only use this one, right? Yeah, because these other ones start saying LR once we get to the next one. So, and then this one is 10 million. So, I mean, this is interesting. Like I said, I think the goal behind this is to kind of force you to use older units. So it feels like you're playing old Dokkan, which, I mean, this could be fun. This could be a chance for, maybe some of us newer players who haven't experienced a lot of old Dokkan to get a feel for it. So, guys, that's it for the video. That's pretty much everything in the data download. The main thing here is these Memorial Dragonstones. This is a huge deal for us global players, as it's a chance to get a lot of free stuff, especially if it's counting for a full year. Even better if it's counting more. But let us know what you guys think about the stones in the comments down below. So guys, that's it for the video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of the Memorial Dragonstones? And what do you think of all of this in the data download? There's going to be another data download right as the live stream is happening on the 28th. I'm probably not going to be able to cover that because we're going to be covering everything that happens with the live stream at that time. So be prepared, as this will be the last major thing we talk about in terms of in-game stuff until the start of the anniversary. So let us know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.